Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Let me go make it public. Let me make it public. How are you doing, you beautiful people? Let's make it public. Let's make it public. I got to do a couple things. I got to go to Instagram, make it public. I got to go here. I got to go there, edit privacy. It's now public. All right, now we're public. Try it here. Let's try it. How are you beautiful people doing? Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Hold on, hold on. I almost kicked myself out. Let's make it live. Let's make it live. Create. Let's make it live. Let's make it live. Man, wow. Public. Next. Let's try it. Hopefully, we're streaming live now. I hope we are on Instagram. How are you beautiful people doing? Are you doing good? Are you doing well? Are you doing exciting? I am doing fantabulous. I'm doing live video. Oh, live video. Public. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So good evening, beautiful people. How are you today? Let's see who's watching so I can get to do this. Give you a quick hello as we start our show. Let me see who I can see. Miss Robin Martin. Welcome. And everybody else who's watching, you got to say hello so I can give you a shout out. If you're not saying hello, I don't even know if you're really on. So how are you? How are you people doing? I'm doing well. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. And some people call me Mr. Bardui. If you're how are you people doing? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm having some internet issues and it's my fault. So I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what it is. I got to try to upgrade that. But so tonight, I'm going to do my best to go through the program. I have no special guest tonight. The special guest is me and myself. I'm going to go back to the basics tonight. I also have a it's freezing. Oh my gosh, I can see it freezing. I apologize. I also have an engineer coming on, so we'll work with that. All right. So every now and then you might see it freeze. Don't get carried away. It's all right. It's all right. That's how we do. I want to say welcome to the blind. Luca boy, Delphina has known me all my life. She know me when I was Luca boy. She know me when I was little boy. She knows me when I'm Havis, Terrence Bardui. We're from the same village. And I think on the Williams side, I think we're distant cousins, man. I think so. So how are you doing? How everybody's doing? Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. As we start, let's play our theme song. You know, I don't have my speakers today. I left it to church, so it may not be as loud, but here we go. Bonsoir. Good evening. Buenas noches. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Come, family.
Family, come as you are, with just your heart, and I'll help you win. Are you rejected or hurt? To me, your word much more than you put in.
I don't need no superstar.
Now I don't need no superstar, 'cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be tonight, 'cause I'm satisfied that I can provide. You don't have to be rich, family, to be on my show. You don't have to have $1 million, family, to be on my show.
That was Miss Maynard Thomas, my baby sister, all the way in Georgia, telling you don't have to have $1 million to be on my show. So for those of you who are tuning in tonight, well, the special guest tonight is moi, me, myself, and I, and we're going back to the basics in financial literacy. Are you guys aware that April is Financial Literacy Month? Financial Literacy Awareness Month. Let's see what the markets were doing today. Are you guys aware of that? The Dow Jones was down. The Nasdaq is over 16,000. It's been over 16,000 for a while, right? 5268, and the S&P is up 752 is over 5,000 as well. When the Dow had hit about 12, it was like a big deal. Whoa, we did 12. Now it's triple that, So that's why they say if you invest in the market, and you let it ride, you can certainly make some money. But I'm not against markets though. Elizabeth Bardui Beulah, my beautiful cousin in Brooklyn. How are you? Hope you guys are doing well tonight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if it's streaming on some of my other platforms. It's supposed to be. Let's check Twitter, which is X, and make sure it's streaming there. Let me check it. Yeah, it's streaming live. Hold on. Oh, you see that? I'm live on X, Twitter. Now let's check YouTube. See if I'm live on there. Let's try YouTube. See if I'm live on YouTube. By Dewey Financial Services. Let's try that. Let's go there. Oh yeah, I'm live on Bardui Financial Services as well. So I'm doing all right. Business page. So I hope you guys. I Sandy Bardui is on. Welcome, Sandy Bardui. Oh my gosh, you are the superstar. She says tonight. Me, myself, and I. Oh, so you're watching on YouTube? All right. I love it when people watch on different platforms. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So listen, I am my own superstar tonight. So we're going to start with a couple of things first. Right? April is financial literacy. People, right? I'm not doing that tonight. We're going to have a conversation and we're going to talk about some things. All right? It's tax season, and some people have to pay taxes. Repay the government, I should say. Some people get refunds because you owe funds. So I know one of the things that some people could do is, if you had an infinite banking concept, you could have used your life insurance to pay your taxes. How do you do that? Okay. Well, some of y'all need to DM me. You got my phone number scrolling down there. That's one thing. I might talk a little about that tonight. Second thing is, if you, some of you got life insurance, you have to die for your family to use. See, my computer is going off and on, off and on. I apologize with the internet, folks. Just bear with me. I'm working on it. But by next week, I think it'll be rectified. But I just want you to know, maybe I need a new laptop. We'll see. Excuse me. But what about life insurance you don't have to die to use? Are you aware of that? Living benefits. One of my colleagues reached out to me. Beautiful, beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that you can access life insurance while you are alive. Why wouldn't you want to do that? You can access life insurance while you're alive. Now, I am talking to a young lady in Florida who now had surgery last week, and I wish college. We're going to use life insurance to plan for her daughter's college. She has a 529 college savings plan, and we're going to get rid of that and use life insurance. You're like, wow, you can use life insurance to pay taxes. You can use life insurance for equity, to build cash value that you can use. And you have one of the plans that I provide, you can access a portion of that for care. Were you aware for that? Were you aware of that? Not for that. Were you aware of that? So tonight we're going to go back to the basics, right? I think when I first started my show, I talked about the MIB. I was talking to some Information Bureau, and it's based in Braintree, Massachusetts. And every one of you, some people have asked me before, I've posted it before, and I've talked about it. Every one of you need to know what's in your MIB. You need to know what's in your Medical Information Bureau. It was so funny. I was trying to explain that to immediately. Standard, but then I got an email the next day. They approved it at elite, and I was explaining to her, and she was like, I didn't know I had to be approved to get this, and I wasn't upset with her. I said, this is not like an account you just go and get. You have to choose this. Terrence teaches you got to get approved, and she has good health, and I'm not here to knock on people with health challenges, because some of us have, some of us don't. But what I do know is that you got to know what's in your MIB. It's similar to your credit report. I just saw a post one of my Facebook friends made, and they said this: if your credit score starts with a 3, a 4, or 5, or a 6, we need to talk. I remember March 2022, my credit score was like 750. Now it's like a -2. So I gotta, you got to go get your annuals. I know the women get their mammograms, their pap smears, and their gynecological. I can't even say gynecologist. I can't even say the term. Appointments. Got to get that done. In my business, and I can tell you guys, I've spoken to some people. They haven't been to the doctor in years, and I'm talking about men and women, and it's scary. I mean, at least once a year, or at least every 2 years, you got to go. Can you imagine not going to the doctor? And they even have some clinics now where you can get free care. If you live in big cities like New York City, Boston, some of the places of Philly, I even think even Richmond, Virginia, they can have that. There's different places you can get some care. Just get a physical to look at your health to get the help that you need. You can't. I think we talked about next month getting Dr. Julia Jordan to come back and do a series on diabetes. One of the Achilles heel in the African American community is diabetes, cholesterol, or use a budget. Put it in the chat. Say, I have one. Now, your budget don't have to be a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. It could be on a piece of paper. I don't want it to be in your head, because if it's in your head, it's like a goal, right? A goal, you have to write it down. If you don't write it down, it's only a wish. It has to be measurable, and it's just a wish. So, does anybody watching tonight have a budget or use a budget? You can put it in the chat. It doesn't mean if you don't have one that you're bad, and it doesn't mean if you have one, if you don't have one, if you have one that you're good, and if you don't have one, you're bad. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that you are making sure that stuff works every month, because at the end of the month, you can't have more month. I will cut back on anything in a heartbeat for my financial plan. I will in a heartbeat. And some people don't. But I'm not here to pick on you. That's your call. You need to have a budget. And you know what? Write it down. Piece of paper, rent, car note, or mortgage, car note, insurance, or utility bills like light, gas, water, all the stuff you have to pay, gym membership. As a matter of fact, I had a guest on a couple years ago, and they said, it was Luana Luat from Finance Focus, and she said that you can have your hair, your nails, and your toes. You can get that done regularly, but it has to be in your budget. You got to budget for it. Your contributions, your givings. Some people tithe and return offerings at church, and I encourage people to do that. If you go to a church, you should do that. If you don't, find a church. If you can't find a church, I'll help you find a church. It's not a religious program; it's a financial program, but that's, and we don't pay ourselves. Is anyone bold enough to put in the chat that they don't pay themselves? Anybody? Are you bold enough to say that you don't pay yourself? If you're not paying yourself, why not? You see, we use a program to eliminate debt, or good, get out of debt, where you use your equity, which is your health, to create a program that'll help you pay off your debt, in 9 years or less, 10 years or less for some people. I'm working on 3 cases right now, and the people haven't decided yet, but I can get them out of debt in 6.2 years. One from 27 years, one from 19 years, and another one 28 years. And without spending any additional money that they're spending right now. You see, when you don't have a budget, you spend frivolously. If you don't track your money, how do you know what you have? So how are some of the ways some of you track your money? Your debit card statement, an Excel spreadsheet, your credit card statements. Do you do by you see something in the store or by the mall, you don't even want it, you don't even need it, I should say, but you go get it because you have the money in your pocket at the time. You see, that's the mistake. Sometimes we do without when we don't have, but when we have, we think that it's okay to just spend it. But are you paying yourself? You should be paying yourself 10%, at least 10%. Pay yourself something. You gotta, you gotta pay yourself something. You gotta say, you know what? I'm gonna pay myself something because I gotta take care of me. Because who can take care of you in the future? Only your current self. Your future self can't take care of your future you. Only your current nowhere. I prefer if you saved in life insurance. That's where I prefer to save. But some people don't like to do that because they don't understand the concepts. Most people use their dollar once. We show you how to use your dollar two, three times. Some of us, we take trips we can't afford. Some of us eat out a lot. Some of us, spend at the bar, going out, hanging out with friends. Some people do different things. Now, if you're doing something that's therapeutic, put it in your budget. Something like a massage. Be able to treat yourself periodically. I treated myself today to a shake, oat milk shake, oat, OAT. It was strawberries, no, blueberries and pomegranate. I went walking today. There was a lot of pollen in the air, and I get sinus is bad and the pollen affects me. So and she likes to travel. And I was trying to explain to her, you know what, if you travel a lot, or if you like to travel a lot, let's show you how to eliminate your debt. Now, she couldn't understand that, right? Excuse me. She couldn't understand that because she wants everything instantly. Well, you can't. Well, let's eliminate that so you can have unlimited resources for traveling. For those of you who love traveling, get out of debt. Good evening, Miss Felicia, Lisa Starr. How are you tonight? And nothing is wrong with traveling. Some people like to cruise. They like to go cruising. Some people want to go cruising. Some people want to go traveling to the Caribbean. Some people want to go to, I don't know, Dubai, Mexico. Eliminate your debt first so you can go as often as you want to go. Wouldn't it be nice, excuse me, wouldn't it be nice if you had no mortgage, no car payment, no credit cards? And whenever you go on a trip, you charge it to your credit card, right? You charge it to your credit card so you can get the points. And then when you come back, you use OPM, other people's money. You pay off that credit card in full. So you pay no interest to the credit card company, right? And then you pay back yourself by paying back what you've been paying back the credit card company every month. You pay it back because you want to get more. Good evening, Miss Christine Herbert. How are you? Hope you're doing well down there in the Sunshine State. You see, most people, financial literacy, they look at financial literacy as a chore. Somebody who says I have enough money. Most of the times, what I hear is I ain't got enough. I ain't making enough money. I want more money, or asking for money, or borrowing money, or whatever it may be. I've never heard someone say they have enough money. Even the billionaires, the billion, nothing is wrong with money. Nothing. But you know what's wrong with money? If you love it too much, it'll make you do things you don't want to do. I was talking to a friend today, and it blew my mind in Florida, in the Tampa area. And I was trying to explain something to them, and like they couldn't get it. And I was like, don't mortgage your future just thinking about money, 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 money. Like you might say, what H, but that's what you do. You talk about money all the time. No, what I do is I teach you how to create generational wealth for your families to come. Because nothing is wrong with money. Abraham, and for those of you who are really religious, Abraham was very wealthy. Lots. And the thing about it is, a lot of people who consider themselves to be Christians think they being what they call in the Caribbean, hot up. Hot up is like you're broke, you got nothing, you're always like, no, 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 no. That was not God's plan for people to be always needing. Everybody. Oh wow, my beautiful friend all the way in Toronto, Canada, Dominican says, you should not be so attached to money. I agree. But what I'm saying to you is that the love of money is what's terrible. They're getting paid what they deserve. For those of you watching right now, those of you with a job, I don't think none of you are going to say you're getting paid what you're worth. Even as entrepreneurs. You see, in my job, if I want to make more money, what I do is I just work harder and I see more clients. Right now, I know for a fact, working like a dog, they be sick and they go to work. And I don't think they're getting paid what they deserve. So the love of money is the root of all evil, not money. So for those of you who don't like your money, you can send it to me. If you DM me, I'll give you my address. If you want my do yourself a disservice. You paying everybody, the mortgage man, the car man, the light man, the gas man, the water man, the lawn care man, the woman to do your hair, the woman to do your nails, your woman to do your toes, the credit card man. You guys are paying everybody, but you're not paying yourself. And that is the downfall of basic financial literacy. So what we teach people is, with the programs that we offer at Bardui Financial Services in partnership with American Classic Agency, is that you're creating generational wealth for generations to come, but you're also paying yourself that you can access it. The last time I checked, everybody who's watching right now, there's a lot of people watching. But there are some of you, Miss Wilkinson, Miss Herbert, Felicia, Miss Bardui, Miss Bardui, Miss Kazemi, Miss LeBlanc, Miss Goodwill, and Miss Martin. All of you all that's watching, do you all believe that you're getting paid what you're worth? Even the basketball players who are making millions of dollars, some of them think they ain't getting. That's the key with financial literacy. Are you saving? Are you paying yourself? Are you taking care of you? You work so hard. Some of you, your hands are all messed up, your feet's tired, but you're not taking care, you're not paying yourself. You're paying everybody. So financial literacy has to do with basic and then you can enjoy your vacations, your eating outs, your fetes, your different things that you love to do, your cruises, because you can't just be working, just be paying people abroad. You have to have time for yourself. So, what's the best way to do it? There is something called an IUL, an Index Universal Life Policy, where you pay a premium every month. Some of it goes to life insurance that you can access while you're alive. Some of it goes to death benefit, and you can actually put more than you're supposed to if you structure it properly. Man, sometimes when I talk about this thing, right, I know for a fact, I don't care if you live in Canada or the United States, it's available to both of you. If you're in the Caribbean, I don't think they have IULs there, but you can still, there's other things you can do as well. And if you want to know more, hit me up in a DM and I'll be using these concepts, man. Most people don't do it. And some people wait too long. I'm working with a client right now who has some health challenges, and they're going to drop a significant amount into that concept so they can access it down the road. I'm going to say this, and I've said it. The problem with a lot of us, long-term planning is for Saturday night. Long-term planning is for Saturday night. Ari Lene, good evening. I just give you a little plug there. I talked about if your credit score starts with 3, 4, 5, 6, they need to contact you. But anyways, listen, folks, it's important that you have to pay yourself. I don't care if it's $5, $10, or $100, something. And if you're not paying yourself, shame on you. It's like boundaries. Boundaries are not for you, it's for people. If you don't let them know about your boundaries, they're going to cross it. If you don't know about paying yourself, your future self is going to be mad at you. Going to stick out your lips like this, mad at you. Because when you should be on a cruise, you're at Walmart. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Man, folks, you have to change what you're doing. You just have to. And if you're not doing that, you need to call me. Let me show you how to do it. Let me structure something that's going to work within your budget, within your budget, not mine, not. I've seen people save so much money in the bank, and I'm like, Mike, why? You ain't getting jack up in that place. Put it in the National Bank of you. Good evening, Miss Esther Duran Kazemi. Are you paying yourself, Miss Esther Duran Kazemi, every time you get paid? So you can go on your trips. Are you paying yourself or you paying everybody? Which is the utilities, your car, your mortgage. Excuse me. Tonight I'm talking about basic financial literacy skills. You got to have life insurance, which is the foundation for any financial plan. If you have none, go get some. I don't care if it's from me or from somebody else, go get it. If you know United States of America, you should be getting it from me. But you can't continue doing the same thing and not taking care of you. What about you? You deserve some nice stuff. You deserve some nice stuff. Doing that. Make sure you're doing that. So if you're not paying yourself, we need to have a conversation ASAP. Pronto, pronto. Pronto, pronto. If you're not going to the doctors every year, we need to have a conversation. Pronto, pronto. What are you scared about? It's not healthy. Can you imagine if you were going to date someone and you met them and you got to talk and they're like, I haven't been to the doctor in 10 years. You're like, what the? Huh? Your credit and your debt. And they all go hand in hand. Having good credit can allow you to purchase things like a home, a car, a boat, a bike, different things, right? A bunch of other things. Being in debt limits how much you can save. There are good debts. Everybody should have a credit card for an emergency. But don't let the credit card do you. You should be doing it. If it's doing you, you need to pay it off and get rid of it because you can't manage it. Some of us get into financial difficulties because we got a green eye or a green thumb. Everything we see, we want. You can't. You have to be disciplined. And this is not directed at anyone in particular. This is the general rule for households. If you're single, make sure you have a budget. Make sure you get your credit up. Make sure you pay yourself. Make sure you have a budget. Get your credit up. Make sure you pay yourself. If you're a couple, Connie Roberts, good evening in Trafalgar, Dominica. If you're a couple, if one is good with money and the other is not, let the one that's good with the money manage it. Because if you don't trust them, why are you with them? If you don't trust what they know or how they can help you, why? Because one may be a spendthrift, one may be, green thumb, you like to spend, and one may be fiscally sound. Nothing is wrong with spending, but you got to have it to spend. You got to take care of your future self. doing it. Why? I had a guest who was on the show and they were talking about their husband who's very good with money. And everything the husband has to calculate and see if it's feasible. Now, some people are single, but who do you consult with? You better consult with your budget. If you are two and you're not making it, I believe sometimes some people say they don't make enough money. I don't believe that. You don't save enough money. You spend too much. You have a spending problem. It's not everything you see you want. Some people, if they're mad, they want to spend. If they're this, they want to spend. I'm a minimalist, okay? I don't need a lot. I was talking to one of my clients today, and we were talking about, those people who live in those tiny houses. Some people couldn't live in that. I will never forget in 2007, 2008, summer of 2007, 2008, I went to see a client. I remember in a Virginia town, Goochland. I passed you're like pirates. You had all these papers, right? And when I went to that house, the ceilings was real high. The Christmas tree was really low. I think I even saw some plastic chairs in there. Now, I'm not picking, nothing wrong with the plastic chair. I'm not saying that they were trying to impress the Joneses or be like the Joneses. I'm just saying it was sad. And I've been into some trailers. One of the first annuities that I wrote for a client, a 401k rollover, was in a trailer in Chester, Virginia in 2000. And that lady, I remember one time I went to see a family in Petersburg. It's an elderly couple. Live in a little home. They smoke like chimneys. When you go in there, when you come out, you smell like smoke. But they were savers, boy. So don't judge a book by its cover because you see some, look down on people because you see them. They don't have a this, they don't have a that. Sometimes the ones that you all see with all the stuff that you all see, they're choking. They're struggling. Don't be that individual. Don't be that individual. Have a budget. Have life insurance, which is the foundation for every financial plan. Pay yourself. Make sure your life insurance has living benefits. If you, it's garbage. Because if you live a long life, you're gonna need living benefits sooner or later. You ever see somebody like in their 80s or 90s, and they got no health issues? I mean, zero. If there's anybody like that, is very few and far between. Because as you get older, life happens, especially if you're not controlling what you put in here. A lot of us, our problem is what we put in here, in our mouths. We can't control what we put in our mouths, so we have everything under the sun. And I made a post recently and someone contested it, but it's true. In the African American community, diabetes, cholesterol, and high blood pressure is kind of like in an epidemic form. A lot of us don't want to diet and exercise. We want to eat what we want to eat when we want to eat it, and that's what we do. Like this, I hate drinking this, but I've drank 2 bottles today. I made myself a challenge. I hate water, but water is good for you. So I'm going to try to drink like 3 bottles a day. That's not a lot. I should be drinking like 6 to 9 bottles a day, but I'm going to try to drink three. Every morning when I get up, I'm going to suck one down. Lunchtime, I'm going to suck one down. And before I go to bed, I'm going to suck one down. And today I almost gave myself a challenge where I said, nah, hell no, I'm doing that. I was going to give up all kind of. They can testify. But water is good for you. Are you exercising? You guys see my health is wealth walks and talks. Today I did a health. I did a walk. I didn't videotape it. I didn't videotape it, but I'll post the pictures later of my sneakers full of pollen on it, on my leg. Let's change the trajectory of how we act, especially of people of color. Let's make sure that we have budgets. Let's make sure we're paying ourselves. Let's make sure we have life insurance. For those of you who are working and you're over 59 and a half, you should be talking to me about doing rollovers of your 401k to protect it with guarantees. Some of you who have debt and mortgages and car loans and student loans and credit card loans, you should be calling me to help you eliminate that so you can pay yourself too. You see, someone told me I'm talking to a couple of clients in a different state in Georgia, and they told me they did the Dave Ramsey method, and they're free, but now they have a mortgage and a car loan. And I applauded them, but I said, but if you want my method, you would have been debt free and have wealth. Now they're doing very well, very, very well. I'm very proud of them. But I think they just didn't know about this concept here. And as I continue to educate people on health is wealth and financial literacy, you need to have life insurance with living benefits. Life insurance you can use while you're alive. I got life insurance I can use while I'm alive. I don't want to die now. I don't want to get sick either. But if I do, I have something in place. And I think each and every one of us have to do that. Make sure we're putting stuff in place. And if you're not doing it, let me help you. All you have to do is call me. I want to make it very clear. Earlier tonight, I was talking about money. And the thing that I'm talking about, don't be crazy about money. No, 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 no. Let me tell you all something. Let me tell you all something. Someone said one time, money's next to like air. You need it every day. As a matter of fact, air, you need it every second, right? You can hold your breath for 10 seconds, but after that, you gotta let it go. So those of you who have too much money, I got some bills. Give it to me. I'll pay my bills. But make sure, folks, that you're paying yourself. If you're not paying, you are not I believe it's never too late to change. The basic rules of financial literacy is simply this. One, get a budget. Write out a budget. And even before you write about a budget, you got to get life insurance in case you get sick. And if anybody depends on your income, here or abroad, family, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, cousins, your boo, spouses, family members, you need life insurance. Because they depend. So if something happens to you, what they gonna do? What they gonna do? It's sad, but people do that. They give you a testimony. There was something I needed to do, right? And I thought it was going to cost several $100s. So I was like, you know what, man? I'll do it later because I got these bills I got to pay, right? These bills. And when I called the place, when I thought it was going to cost me hundreds of dollars, it cost me $6.87. Now, I tell you that story to tell you this. I could have done it before, but I was like, you know what? Let me get some of these bills out of the way first. But if you had an infinite banking card, some of you want to go on a trip, it has to wait. Pay down your debt. Get rid of the debt, then go on all the trips you want to go on. You want a new car? Pay down it, eliminate your debt. If nothing is wrong with your car, for as long as you can. I don't know why we're so enamored with impressing the Joneses. Some of you all don't know what the Joneses did to get what they got. You don't. I never envy anybody. You know why? There's no one I'm jealous of. I don't care what you have. You can have a house, car. That's not my character. When you work for what you have, you value it more than when it's given to you. Excuse me. You value it more than when it's given to you. You ever notice a lot of parents die and they leave a house or money or whatever, and the kids they run through it like that because they didn't work for it. They didn't work for it. Work for what you want and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Pay your debts, eliminate your debts using our good program, create generational wealth for generations to come. I'm not a grandfather yet. None of my kids are married. But I guarantee you, as soon as one of my kids get married and have a child, I'm getting an IUL for them. 2 weeks. What? You got the Social Security number? 2 weeks, the doctor give them a slap that they're doing good. IUL. I'm going to fund that bad boy. And if some of us don't have the literacy because it was never taught to us. Like my father was a saver. I saw him saving, but I didn't do it when I was growing up. running around Boston partying like a rock star in every hole, every juke joint. I can honestly tell you, people say stuff like, "Man, I don't regret. I regret a lot." So that's why now parties is not my thing. I'm not telling people not to party, but that's not my vice. Fets not my vice. People spend so much money to go to fets. If that's what you want to do, budget for it. I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You go to Dominica for Creole Fest. Some people go to St. Lucia Jazz Festival, Bermuda Jazz Festival, Montreal Jazz Festival. People go, nothing's wrong with going to those things. That's what you do. But did you budget for it? If you're not budgeting for nothing, I'm going to say this in closing. Our time is coming gone. I challenge each and every one of you on the line, regardless if it's through me or through some other advisor or financial professional, sit down with one and change the trajectory of your life for the rest of your life. Some of you watching tonight are in your 30s, some are in your 40s, some are in your 50s, some are in your 60s, some are in your 70s. It's not going to come around for another minute. Don't let another eclipse come and you're doing the same thing. I think last week my guest, Dr. Anton Dolman, said Albert Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and looking for different results. And then we start blaming people. We blame the government. We blame we don't take no responsibility for anything that we do. Zero. But guess what? My mother used to say, don't let too late be your cry. Don't let too late be your cry, folks. Don't let too late be your cry. As we close, if you want the number, text me. I'll get it to you. Find out what's in your medical records. Get life insurance. Pay yourself. Get a budget. Eliminate your debt. And live and party like a rock star. The show is called Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is HT. Delfina. That's how Delfina calls me. And that's how, Elizabeth Bardui used to call me. And, Sabrina Kazemi used to call me that. Those people know me from ever. Start with a budget, get life insurance, eliminate your debt, create wealth for your family, and party like a rock star. Folks, thank you for tuning in tonight. As we leave for the night, later this month, I'll have one of my clients coming to talk about STEM. She contacted me. She says, hi, I want to know more about this. And she's doing it. She was already doing it, but she did more. That means she's smart. And that's my only client that intimidates me. Nobody else does. So looking forward to that. Until then, because I got a team meeting in 5 minutes. God bless you, star, to be on my show. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Hasta la vista. I love you. Bye-bye. 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 Tuesdays with Terrence. Financial Literacy Awareness Month.
Come as you are, with just your heart, and I'll help you win.
Good night, Delphina LeBlanc. God bless you. I like that.
Now I don't need no superstar,
'Cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be denied. 'Cause I'm satisfied with the help that I can provide. You don't have to be rich. Family. I can't sing like my sister, but I can certainly help you to become a better planner in your financial lifestyle. God bless you. Good night. If you need my help, my numbers are scrolling. My personal cell is 864-607-1361. My office is 434-535-6099. Thank you. Until next Tuesday. Hasta la vista, babies. Boom.